Today's video is on the articles of the Constitution. As we all know, as an aspirant, one must has to remember the articles of the Constitution. But as a human being, it's also not very much possible for all the aspirants to remember all the articles. So today's video will help you in memorizing the important articles as well as uh, help you in telling the ways to remember it. So let's start the video. Union and its territory. As you all know this, first keep this in mind, the repealed articles are not important. Please do not read it, and if possible, please cut it. It's not important. While reading Lakshmikanth, please keep these things in mind. Uh, Here, the Article 3 is important. As we all know, Jammu and Kashmir is bifurcated, so you have to keep this in mind, and prelims question can be asked on this basis. Citizenship is important as citizenship amendment bill has been passed, so a question can be asked in prelims as well as mains. So please few articles in mind, and from prelims perspective, these articles you have to go through it. Fundamentals right are evergreen topics, and you cannot neglect or ignore any of the topic or any of the articles in fundamental rights. So let's begin with this. It's very important, and you have to go through it multiple times, and you have to remember it by heart. So as you can see, 12 is definition of state. Please keep this in mind, in 12 and 36 are same. It is mentioned in the book that article 12 and 36 are same. And when you read article 13, please read article 32 along with it, and also read article 226 along with it for better understanding. Article 14 to article 32 are very important from prelims perspective. Please remember it as soon as you can. It will help you in your prelims as well as it will help you in mains answer writing. You can use these topics. These are part of fundamental rights. Here in fundamental rights, you have to keep one thing in mind, that whenever article 31c comes in, article 14 and 19 goes out. You have to keep this in mind. It is mentioned in fundamentals chapter. You can cross check it. DPSP is also very important from pre as well as mains perspective. Please remember it. You can use the articles in your various answers, such as for example you can use 51 article in your IR section, and you can see the definition of state is same as in the article 13, sorry, article 12. So it's very same, and you can remember it with a trick that 12 3 the 36. So you can remember it that, and if you have another trick you can apply that. So please keep this in mind. Here UCC is also very important, that law is already proposed in the parliament, so it's important from that perspective. Apart from that, fundamental duties is very important. Please remember all the 11 duties as well as the amendment when it is passed, and also remember the committee, that is Swaran Singh committee, which has proposed it. So please remember it. In DPSP, you have to remember the amendments in which new DPSP has been added. For example, 48A has been added from 42nd Amendment. So in this way, you have to read it. I mean, which new amendment has been added uh, new DPSP, you have to keep that in mind. Apart from that, president and vice president, just go through it. And here is a trick. From article 32 you can add, sorry, from article 72 you can add 89, and you can then quickly jump it in the state list, and the articles are quite same. It will help you in remembering the topics. Apart from that, you have to remember 74 and 75. It's important. And there's nothing much in that. Please do not go through it. Article 82 is a delimitation commission wala article. Please go through it. Article 102 is important, very much important. Article 105 is very important. Article 108 is also very important. See, Article 110, Article 112, and Article 112 you can see is the budget one. That is budget, although there is no mention of the word budget. You have to keep that in mind. It can be asked in prelims. So from article 112, that is budget, you can add plus 90, and you can reach the state list of these topic. I mean, you can remember it through this way. Article 129 is important. It is the content of code. It's very important. Article 120, 136 is very important. Article 137 is not mentioned. That is judicial review. It's also very important. Apart from that, Article 142 is very important. These are special powers of the Supreme Court to go beyond the extent of the power to give judgments on which topics or on which uh, cases there is no law. I mean, if there is no law, the Supreme Court has power to use this article and go extra and apply extra judicial powers to give judgment on the topics. So that's Supreme Court. That's all. Apart from that, um, this it's not very important. Just go through it. Here, the definition of state is different. Please do not check that 12 and 36 is same. Here, the definition of state is a bit different. So yeah, you can see that uh, if you article 161, I don't know why it is removed from here. So that is the power of governor to grant pardons and to suspend, remit, or commute sentences in certain cases. And you can check it by minusing 89 in it. So this is a trick. Plus 89 and plus 90 you have to apply. You can directly jump from center to state list through this. So these are the state ministers. So just go through it. State legislative, just go through it and apply that trick 89 and 90. So here comes High Court. Here 215, that is contempt of court, is important. Apart from that, 226 is very important. You should remember it by heart. please cut the repealed section. It's not important. Please do not read that. UT is important in the sense you can mention it in the answer sheet of your mains. It will enhance your answers. That's all. In such way. Panchayats, just go through it. Go through it. There's no such important in it. Apart from that, center state relationship, legislative relationship is important. Here 246 is important. Here, I think GST is made in this provision along with this provision under this article, and 249 is very important. That means the center has power to make laws of in the state list if it is important for national interest. So this article is important, very important from pre-perspective. Please go through it. Apart from that, 253 is also important. That is national international agreements. So in that case also the center has power to make special laws. Apart from that, 262 and 263 is very important. It's I don't know why it is not mentioned here. So 262 and 263 is provision with respect to an interstate council, and 262 is abduction of disputes relating to waters of interstate rivers or river valleys. So the Kaveri dispute and other disputes such as prevailing in between the states is solved through these articles. 280 is the finance commission. It's not mentioned here. I don't know why. Please check it. It's very important. Right to property 300A. This is the final destination of right to property. Please go through the history of right to property. It's very important from mains perspective. Just go through it. Just go through it. So yeah, 312 is your all India services, under which IAS and IPS and the other recruitment of the services come under this. So 305, 315 is the Public Service Commission for the Union and for the state. It's also very important. 325 and 326 are the special uh, uh, you can say special rights of the citizens. You can also say that political rights of the citizens. These are that, and 326 is very important from pre perspective as it added the universal adult suffrage. That means you have right to vote. Every citizens of the state has right to vote if he or she is of the age of 18, so they can vote. So that's a universal adult suffrage that is added. Apart from that, 334 is important from the perspective that the recent amendment has removed the Anglo-Indian Committee. So please check that Anglo-Indian reservation has been removed. In the previous section, yeah, 344 and 351 are very important from pre-perspective. Emergency provisions are very important. You cannot ignore that. It's all the topics are very important. Apart from that, if you read 356, please read 365 along with it. Both have correlation in it, so please pay special attention to that. Miscellaneous and provisions, it's not important. Amendment of the constitution is very important. Please read this chapter. This chapter is also very important. Yeah, this whole part is very important. In this yeah, till here it's very important. Yeah. So that's all in this video. I would recommend you to please do the articles from the Lakshmikanth 5th edition, as a lot of articles is not mentioned in the 6th edition. And if you have any queries or if you want to comment anything, please comment that in the comment section. Thank you.